live.
Are we live? Fucking hell, what we gonna say?
I'm here with Rick, Mr. Rick Graham. We're doing a track, aren't we?
We certainly are, mate. We certainly are.
It's going to be good.
It's gonna be better.
So we've just finished filming it, and you know, you've done all your solos and stuff.
I've done my bit.
I'm yet to do mine.
Yeah.
So
Andy kicked my ass, basically.
no, I didn't. I was directing it and filming it. Here we go, the dudes. People are writing things now on my wall.
Are they? I can't fucking see from here, man.
There's 150 people watching already.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't
shit.
say fuck or cunt. Oh dear. So anyway, we're live from my bedroom, which isn't very exciting at all. I don't live in a nice house. Well, it's alright.
It's alright.
It's alright.
I like it. I like it, man.
Nice little studio next door. We've just been having a kind of fly on the wall documentary, as it were, about our different approach to playing, and you know.
It was really good, man. Really, really enjoyed it. It's great to be able to do that, you know, with somebody, you know, who's playing you know, have digged for a long time, you know, to change, you know, to talk about this kind of thing and see that, you know, somebody like Andy approaches things totally differently, you know, technique-wise. But that really gives him his voice on the instrument, you know, and that's what I love about, you know, sharing ideas like this. It's just fucking fantastic. So I've learned a hell of a lot by doing it. Yeah, very cool.
There's a lot of comments coming in. Should we read the comments?
I guess we should.
Is there any questions coming, or is it just... Right, hang on. I've got to scroll down and have a look at these questions. I did one of these things the other day, actually.
Right.
I'd never done one before. I was kind of a bit nervous, but now I'm a bit pissed. It's much better. Chris Johnson. Oh, yeah, Dunlop. Right, Chris, if you're watching, he likes my signature picks, so get him on it. Actually, right, here we go. I'm just going to reach into my top pocket here. This pick, this one, is the one that Rick used to do his solo on the song. Now, we're going to pick someone at random, but whoever kind of buys the song and all the stuff, it's not going to be a lot of money, but we're going to give a lucky person this very pick. And I've kept it, I'm keeping it in my pocket, okay, so when we release the pick, or the song, sorry, not the pick. So we'll release the pick and then the song afterwards, fuck it. So yeah, Chris, if you heard all that, we got a fan of the AJ pick.
Very good. Excellent picks. They're really good.
Yeah.
Really. We tried a few, didn't we? You know, you gave me a few to try out, and then.
Well, I gave him the Petrucci one, and he didn't like that. He said it was shit. So yeah, but never mind.
Yeah, but it really is a good pick. You know, I don't piss around with my opinion on gear.
No.
So yeah, it really is.
Well, picks has been a kind of struggle for me for a lot of years, and you know, Chris, bless him, he's kind of been really kind with me. You know, trying to just go, look, just give me the ultimate thing. What do you want? And I was like, well, because I play these Ultex, not Ultex, the normal jazz tone 208s, and I played with them all through the beginning of like Sacred Mother Tongue and all that, and then for some reason I changed my pick, and then I was like, oh, I don't know what to do, and then I just ended up with a whole box of them, and I've been using them on and off, like, you know, for years and years. And then I kind of went back to them, and I thought, you know, actually these picks are awesome, but I've been using Ultex, and I really like the tone of it. So Chris just went, alright, fuck it, we'll do an Ultex run, and I hope to God that this is going to work, because it's like the third signature pick run that they've done for me.
Right.
You know, and I'm not exactly James Hetfield from Metallica, you know what I mean? So it's like, who the fuck cares, you know? But actually, you know, he's been really cool. So yeah, I've decided that's it. We're gonna have that pick now.
Yeah. Awesome.
And
awesome. Very impressed with it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we've got some questions here. Sorry, Chris, I just noticed that you joined. So hang on. Wow, Andy James. Yes, it is me. And Rick. Don't forget Rick. That poor sod.
Yeah.
People are going, Rick Graham, question mark.
Is
Like,
it,
who is it?
him? Who is it?
It's fucking Brutus from Popeye. If anyone knows who that is. Where's the next album? Well, I don't know. I mean, we're just going to do this song, aren't we? I think the future is in songs now, definitely. Like, albums are kind of dead, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
Like,
we're in a different time and space now. Things have changed.
yeah, well, people, if they like a song, they'll just download the song, won't they?
Yeah.
And they'll go, well, fuck the album, I'll just buy a 79p song.
Yeah. And it's great that people have got that option rather than,
Getting shot.
oh shit. Rather
People
than
can
that.
see me now.
Yeah. But it's good that people have got that option to just buy one individual song, So yeah, I agree with you. I definitely think that's the way forward. You're liking the beard, man?
I am liking the beard. It's not better than mine, though. You can fuck off.
You must be joking. It sucks, man.
Oh dear. Okay, hello from the States. Throw a guitar in, boys, jam some stuff. You know what, we'd love to, but we've been playing all day and we're both far too drunk for that kind of thing. So maybe next video we'll do some stuff. Do a quick licks DVD of Disturbed. That'd be a riff DVD, wouldn't it? I don't think Dan Donegan really plays that much lead. Nah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. But I don't really work, I don't work for Lick Library anymore, so I don't really do other people's stuff. And I'm kind of happy not to as well, because I don't pay very well. Wow, did I just say that live? Fucking hell. I'm high and Andy's face is freaking me out, staring at the screen. Steve Newell says, are you two gay?
No.
Yeah. It's alright, he's the dad of my drummer.
Oh, right.
Just to fucking ignore him. Did you study alone, Andy? What does that mean? Did you study alone?
I've no idea how to.
Did I study alone? Don't laugh. No,
I don't mean to laugh.
No, does that mean did I self-taught myself?
I think that's what it.
Yeah,
I think that's what it means. Did you basically have a guitar teacher, or did you do it on your own?
I had a few. Well, I had one guy, a guy called John Hardcastle. I don't even know if he's still alive now, to be honest. But he showed me the pentatonic scale and then the blues version of that.
Yeah. And
then I was like, wow, I'm fucking set. I understand how that works.
Yeah.
And I kind of milked that for a few years until I discovered some other stuff. And then it wasn't much later until I went to the Guitar Institute for about 3 months because I was, I don't know, it didn't really work out. But
who was teaching there when you were there?
Well, Sean Baxter was kind of running it, and then Martin Goulding was like my kind of rock instructor.
Yeah. He's a great player, Martin.
Yeah, he's a good teacher as well. Like, I remember, I mean, I think what happened was because I was kind of doing more sort of teaching and showing other kids stuff rather than learning myself. You know, what happened is Martin was like, look, you know, you're kind of, I want to teach you some stuff, but it's going to be not what we're doing in the syllabus. Yeah. So why didn't you just come and have some private lessons? So I did. I went to his house, and you know, we just used to sort of jam for hours, and you know, there was another guy, Charlie. I can't remember his fucking last name now. Yes. Yeah.
Got a little story about those two guys.
Yeah, well, he was kind of in on the jams as well, and then we used to sort of play and stuff. But I met him as well, and you know, he's doing all right at the moment.
Yeah.
With, what's the name of his band? Haken. Yeah.
Well, those two guys, back in, I can't remember when it was. I think it must have been around about 93, 94. My brother won a competition to go and see Satch in a private gig in Camden. Yeah. And outside, I met this guy, and we kind of hung around with him. We were right at the front of the queue, and two guys came up to us and said, "Any idea how we get fucking tickets for this?" And we were like, "No, sorry, mate." Anyway, years later, that guy told me, "You realise those two guys who came up to you were Martin Goulding and Charlie Griffiths."
What, came up to you?
Yeah, this was years ago, like 90. I think it was about 94, maybe. And I didn't know it was them, but he told me, a couple of years ago. I was like, "Holy fuck!" Yeah. So great.
That's pretty cool. I mean, to be honest, you never know who you're going to meet. Like, and I mean, I guess back then they probably weren't as notorious as they are now, really.
No, they weren't. Martin, I remember going to his house and jamming with him around about 2000, 99, something like that, 2000. So we kind of hung out a little bit and jammed.
Yeah, that was kind of around the time that I was at the institute.
Oh right, so would have been the same time.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it, how these things happen?
It's mental, yeah. I remember doing a guitar competition actually, and Vinnie Moore came to the thing, and he did a clinic and stuff.
Yeah.
And then 5 of us had to get up on stage and jam with Vinnie Moore, and then
holy shit.
And then the guys from Ernie Ball decided who they wanted to take to the next thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got up. I mean, it was amazing because we were just like, you know, trading ideas and stuff. It was kind of, it almost ended up being like the sort of highlight of the sort of year, even though I wasn't really there for too long.
Yeah.
But it was such a cool moment, like, and Vinny was just amazing, like, as a geezer.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the playing was awesome. Anyway, they kind of decided, I mean, I didn't win this thing.
Yeah.
It was in, you know, Birmingham Music Live, you know, them old...
Yeah,
old,
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
They did like a Jam 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I sort of that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, weirdly, the guy who won it, he lived just up the road from me when I lived in Norwich. He's from Ipswich.
Oh, right. What's his name?
Fucking can't remember now. Useless with names, like,
yeah.
Totally useless. Anyway, we better
move on.
We better move on. What's the best approach to learning modes? Learn the 7 positions of the major scale and play a different chord over it?
Well, you can do.
That's the quickest way.
That is the quickest. I mean, like, my advice for that kind of thing is to really internalise the sound of the entire mode.
Yeah.
You know, rather than, I mean, that's one way you can do it. There's loads of different ways that you can learn modes, but one of the best things I think that's important is that you internalise the flavour and the colour that the mode creates, because that will help you understand.
So what you're saying is eat one and see what it tastes like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So eat a Lydian mode.
Eat it, and you know you're sorted. But you know, that's generally the way that I approach it. But there's lots of different ways that you can approach modes. You know, and you don't necessarily have to understand it. I think it's better if you can instantly recognise the flavour of a mode, the sound of the mode, you know, the colour of it. I would much rather point people in that direction than sit down saying, you know, here's the formula, you know, work solidly on.
Yeah, I think, you know, I mean, for me, I just go with the fact that if you take a first position major scale and then you play each note as a chord in the makeup of a major scale, so you've got like, you know, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and then you've got your, was it diminished?
Diminished, yeah.
Yeah, so you do that and then you play that same scale over the different chords. You will get that kind of flavour. I mean, that's a very basic way of understanding how it works, but, you know, I don't know. I mean, you listen to songs that have predominantly got that in it, like The Riddle by Steve Vai, that's predominantly Lydian, or Flying in a Blue Dream, that's Lydian.
That's
and
right.
then if you listen to any Malmsteen, that's kind of, you know, you're bordering on harmonic minor, Phrygian dominant territory.
Absolutely.
And then most modern metal is Aeolian, so it's, you know.
And if you can identify it just by listening rather than actually sitting down and knowing the theory, I think that's a powerful tool to have.
Yeah.
You know, because it's developing your ears, you know, and developing your ears is, you know, essential as a musician. You know?
It is, because the thing is, there's plenty of guys out there that don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they can still kill it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's guys that know loads of theory, and they wouldn't be able to get up at a jam session.
Absolutely
it would be a bad
true,
day at the office.
Absolutely true, man.
So, you know, these swings and roundabouts. Where can we get that? I'm guessing you're talking about the song. Well, it's not done yet, so
we've got to sort of find that out.
Yeah, well, we've got to edit the video, and then we've got to plan the release of the song. But don't worry, you know, we'll advertise it. We're not just going to put it out and hope that people know. Sims Cashion. Fucking hell.
Oh, Sims Cashion.
Have you seen that guy play?
Have I seen him? I've had a few Skype lessons. It was a lesson for me. I had a few Skype sessions with a guy, and he's phenomenal. Absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, he's definitely up and coming.
Definitely. Definitely. Really.
Well, I messaged him the other day because I'm going to get some of his tab pack lesson things because I want to learn some of those arpeggios.
They're crazy. It's crazy, man. What his just ability, and I, you know, I keep saying about his age, it's ultimately irrelevant. But
how old is he? What, 18 or something?
No, he's younger than that, I think. Yeah.
If you're watching, post your age. We want to know.
But in my opinion, I think he's definitely one of the best players, young players out there, and he's going to be kicking some ass.
Should be, yeah. I mean, don't just do metal though, because metal's fucking dying trade, isn't it? People aren't buying metal albums like they used to. Is there a new album or not? I don't know. It sounds a bit kind of aggressive, that. Is there a new album or not? Well, I don't really know. Who gives a fuck? It's a song. You'll enjoy it. Now all you need is Jeff Loomis in the room. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? He's just been in the UK, actually.
Has he?
Yeah.
Right.
With Arch Enemy.
Yeah, fantastic player.
He played up the road and didn't even tell me. You know what I mean? Laurie Monk. No, that's the guy, you know, he's basically mapped out all of our fucking careers.
The guy is a legend.
Yeah.
Because, and he never stops working. And it's just like, he's done this for years and years, you know, and...
If I ever forget what I've done for a career, I'll just go on his page.
Absolutely, it's all there.
I don't remember doing that.
You know, it's all there. It's amazing, you know, and I love the fact that he loves it so much. You know? It's inspiring stuff. So all I can say is a massive fucking thank you to Laurie. You know.
Please grab your guitar. There's a lot of people asking for guitar playing. Unfortunately, I haven't got an amp in here actually.
No.
I keep my bedroom a kind of guitar playing free zone. How was the visit to India? I don't know who he's talking to there. Have you ever been to India?
Never been to India. I'd love to go, but
must be me then.
It must be you.
India was quite cool. I did get really ill though.
Did you?
Yeah, I got fucking deli belly, mate, honestly.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, we were in this fucking palace of a place, like, eating. And I thought, oh yeah, we'll be alright. You know, the water's not going to be shit here. Fucking hell. I must have had, like, some salad or something, or ice in a drink. Or,
yeah, could be that.
Hell.
Could be that.
I was so ill.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, it was really bad. But yeah, apart from that, it was awesome. Hi Andy, you're amazing. We care more about your picks than Hetfields. Well, it's because they're better picks. I've played those fucking fang things. They're weird.
Yeah.
Sorry. Rick, not in view. You're not in view, mate.
I am.
He is in view. What do I have to do for an in-person lesson? I'll find a way to make it happen. I don't know who that's aimed at. Well, Rick does Skype lessons anyway.
Advertise on the website. All you got to do is go there and, just follow, go on the page and you can do it and I may or may not get back to you.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I used to do Skype lessons. I booked them and then go out and forget that I booked them. So that didn't go down very well. Hence, that's why I do my own website. Because they're videos. But we do live webinars and stuff where you can get involved and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll start doing Skype again. It's kind of a fuck on, really. Andy, write an album with Jeff Loomis. That would create a singularity and extinction of the universe. So surely if that happened, that'd be a bad thing, wouldn't it? No one would get to hear it. Okay, now we've cut out. We're back. Will you ever come to the USA to play? I've seen you at NAMM, but never heard of any tours. Brad. Well, Brad, probably not. Unless we get like a massive record label and we get loads of money, which in this day and age doesn't really happen anymore. I don't know about you, but I've got no money whatsoever, and I've managed to live just by doing lessons and get money here and there, but my finances are terrible.
Same here.
So yeah, we're poor guitar players, you know what I mean? Like everyone thinks that we probably earn a fucking shitload of money, but that's just not the reality.
It isn't.
So yeah, it's money, and America's big, and unless you do it in a fucking nightliner and spend £1,000 a day, I don't know, it's not going to happen. I'd like to, but your last Strat LTD sound is amazing. Please keep it in the same time. Well, if you mean keep using it, I will definitely.
That's great.
Okay, I need to find a question that we can talk about. There's a a lot of talk about a solo album.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do another solo album. What do you think? Should I do another solo album? If so, if I crowdfunded it, would you be up for it? Because I've got no money, honestly. I'll do a tour of my house just to prove it. Please help me. I haven't got any money, and it costs fucking thousands to do a record.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Jason, that guy you played on, he did it.
Yeah, he did, and he did really, really well.
That was like 20 grand, and he got like $30,000 or something.
Insane what he did. I think it was fantastic. A lot of just good marketing. He knows how to do this. And you have to. This is what you've got to be on the ball with. If you're considering doing this, you've got to be good at marketing.
Yeah.
You've got to be good at a lot of things these days. Because guys like Andy and I, we do all this stuff on our own.
Yeah,
everything.
The academy, I do everything apart. Well, myself and Nick, who we do the academy. I do the academy with. I mean, he does a lot of the kind of technical stuff, but I have to film everything, edit everything, come up with the lessons, mix everything. It's
hard
like
fucking work.
the only thing I don't do is tab.
Yeah.
But I can't do that. I don't know what I'm doing.
But like,
just to save money, really.
Absolutely. I think with that, in that respect, I think getting somebody else to do the tabs is a sensible idea.
Well, you do all yours, don't you?
The majority of them I do, but some of them I have gone to other people to get them to do. But it's always difficult because you never know whether they're going to do a good job of it or not. I know what I play, so I know how to notate it properly.
What are you trying to say?
No, I mean the guys that I've used have been great. Really, really good and very quick, and So, but the majority of the time I do my own tabs.
Yeah. So. Save a bit of dosh, mate. A lot of people saying hello.
Hello.
We should be practicing right now. Right, here we go. This might be a good question. Is there a more complicated side to brand endorsements than most artists and companies would admit to or can admit to? No, not really. I mean, like ESP, for example, they build a guitar for me, the AJ1. There's a 6-string and a 7-string version. There's an Eclipse version as well. They sell the guitars, and then I get a percentage of that. That's it, really. Yeah. And then, I obviously play the guitars in videos and promote them and stuff like that. I guess with endorsements and stuff, it's more company promotion now than it is financial gain for the artist. Yeah. I mean, I get paid probably quarterly, but it's not a huge amount. I used to get paid a lot for clinics, but we don't get fuck all now. NAMM was pretty good, but we don't, I don't get really paid for that anymore. So I probably won't do it unless I just go as a civilian. You know what I mean? Same with Frankfurt. Like, there used to be a lot of money in doing trade shows and stuff, but now there kind of isn't really. Not unless you're really forceful on the financial front, which I'm not. Otherwise I'd have more money. Yeah. But yeah, like brand endorsements, they're kind of. They're great because you get a company that helps you out with gear, and obviously that's a major plus. But it was cool a few years ago when you get the instrument that you enjoy playing and you get paid to play it. But unfortunately, the way the music industry is going at the moment is like nobody wants to pay anybody to do anything. So unless you do it for free or exposure, which I don't know, it's kind of overrated now. You can put a video on YouTube, and if people like it, you'll get exposure anyway. You don't need a major company to do that.
No, you don't.
So that's kind of it, really. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say. Like, it's definitely a cool thing to have a signature guitar. That in itself is an admission by a company as big as say ESP that you're worth spending time on and doing stuff. So in that regard, it's great, but. There's definitely been a shift in the music industry, and it's not in favour of the artist. That's all I can really say on the matter.
No, I agree with you. Totally agree with you.
So yeah, there you go. So, Andy, did you give up Lick Library? I did, yeah. I didn't want to do it anymore. Andy and Rick, could you tell us what you think about Govan? I'm guessing that's Guthrie.
I guess it would be.
Well, go on then.
What do I think?
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking outstanding, amazing player.
Mm.
I can't really say it any more succinctly than that.
I actually like him as a person.
Well, I've only met him once or twice, so I don't really know him that well. But he seems very, just a really, comfortable guy to be around. Just a cool guy, and just his playing too, just absolutely, phenomenal. That's my opinion.
He's a kind of eccentric character. You know what I mean? I like talking to
Very
him because you
intelligent
always
guy
feel
as well.
like you're going to learn something.
I think so. Yeah. I think he's a very, very intelligent guy. I think didn't he go to Cambridge to study English literature at one point?
Mm.
So this guy is,
Quite possibly, yeah. He's
Yeah.
well learned.
Oh, definitely. And I love that. Like you say, very eccentric. But just absolutely mind-boggling guitar player.
Yeah, I mean the cool thing about that is I think his personality really gets thrown into his guitar playing a lot. There's a lot of quirkiness in his playing, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And that kind of reflects a lot about his personality, I think,
Yeah.
and what he's like,
Definitely.
and all the rest of it, you know.
Mm.
I suppose, I mean, if we're honest, we all like to try and put our own personality into things.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Do you know him well?
No, we've hooked up and spoken a bunch of times.
Yeah,
Our paths have crossed quite a bit more when I was doing more clinics and stuff.
Yeah.
Not so much now,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know, personality in playing. It's kind of an interesting one. I think if people was to judge my personality by some of the playing I've done, it'd be sterile as fucking boring. But yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's kind of interesting actually with the personality and playing side of things because, I did a video recently, which was like a clean video, and it was like me just jamming over a chord progression and then just playing some blues stuff. But essentially that's what I kind of play a lot of the time. I do a lot of that kind of stuff. It's not really the metal shred thing, And then people are shocked in a way. It's like, wow, I didn't know you could do that. And it's like, well, why? It takes an incredible amount of technical ability to play stuff that is extremely technical. So why would you completely bypass the sort of more simple bending, vibrato and all that kind of stuff to get to that point?
Yeah.
Maybe some people do, but I didn't. I went through, the whole Gary Moore, Andy Timmons, Stevie Ray Vaughan route with like Slash and all that kind of stuff. I didn't grow up with metal, so Metallica and Pantera and all that sort of thing wasn't a major influence on my playing. So I never bothered with metal, Slayer and all that kind of stuff. I guess when I got the job at Lick Library and then I was in Sacred Mother Tongue simultaneously at the same time, I kind of got shoved into a bit of a metal pigeonhole. And they're the videos that have gone out and they're the ones that people like and they're the ones that people associate.
Yeah.
So because of that, I've then done more metal stuff, but actually I would rather kind of do something a bit more blues rock orientated. I mean, especially with my own band, the next album's not going to be metal at all. So it's going to be more like, big kind of rock sound, which is like what we're all into. You know what I mean? We like bands like, Nickelback and fucking Daughtry and Thunder and Whitesnake and that's the influence. You know what I mean? So it's like that's kind of what we want to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't know. Do you feel like you're typecast in any way, or can you do whatever you feel like and people will accept it? Or?
I think so. Like, most people call me a shredder these days. But, like, the past two tunes that I've put out, they're fingerstyle, but on electric. And people seem to have really, really responded well to that. And it's a completely different kind of thing that I would do, like, to my normal shred stuff.
Yeah.
But people have really responded well to it. So I think for me this is a good move because it shows people that it's not just about shredding. For for me, I just want to be able to express what it is I have to say. And
It's music.
It's music.
However you express that, it doesn't matter.
That's right. It's music. That's a really good point. That's all it is that you're just expressing yourself through music. So that's what I want to concentrate on, just doing that.
Mm.
So yeah.
Well, and you're fucking good at it, mate. I'll give you that.
Cheers, Steve.
He can barely hear anything. I don't know. It's probably because the phone's miles away to get us both in. Alright, here's an interesting one then. Do you think that the longer you play, like 10, 12 years, the more you're able to keep up your chops with practicing more? Or do you think it's the opposite? You'll have to speak up. So shout.
Do you want me to shout?
Fucking shout!
And here's a message for the hard of hearing. Listen! Okay. What was the question again? I fucking forgot.
Do you feel like you need to practice more to keep your chops up? Or do you just kind of not play for weeks on end, pick up a guitar and it's still there?
Yeah, well, it depends on, some circumstances I have long breaks in playing. Really long breaks in playing. It can sometimes be 2 weeks, as long as 2 weeks. Occasionally I'll do teaching in between that, but I will have long breaks. But when I go back to playing, generally my technique is still there. Just takes a little bit of practice to get it back up to what it was. But I've kind of, I understand what you're saying, but over time is a very, very healthy thing. One thing I've learned is that I'm going to be playing guitar for the rest of my life, so I'm not in any rush. I don't need to worry about being better. I just want to enjoy playing, and I think that's what a lot of people are losing when they're focusing too much on being too good too soon.
Yeah.
Just let it happen naturally, man. It will happen in time, and once you embrace that, things will start flowing more. That's my opinion on it.
I definitely agree. I mean, I think that's the thing. I mean, we live in a sort of society now where everybody wants everything yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's like the work that you have to put in to like playing and doing anything is like, it's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah,
I mean, if people could see like mapped out how much work it takes, I think most people would just go, fuck that.
They'd run the opposite direction.
We're not going to do it. But then I never thought about that when I was younger. I played because I enjoyed it. I wanted to do music because it was a social acceptance. It was like, when I was growing up, people didn't really play instruments. So if you could play 12-bar blues, you already had the drop on everyone else. You know what I mean? So it's like, that was the most interesting thing that you could do. You could probably get a girlfriend playing that. You could probably get friends playing. I mean, not that I used to, play guitar for friends. I've always been awesome. Yeah. Actually, no. The sad fact is, I kind of thought I'll get more friends if I play guitar.
I was always a loner because I was, my mate would come round. Yeah, come on, let's go out on the piss. No, I'm practicing. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what I did. So I kind of had.
You're making up for it now, though.
Yeah, I am definitely. So that's what I did for a long period of time. But you can't do that for the rest of your life.
No. Do music because you enjoy it first, and worry about everything else later on. But that didn't really answer the question.
No, it didn't.
I mean, right, okay. If I don't play for a week, I can pick up a guitar and it's kind of alright. I mean, what I do is it's not difficult anyway. It's fanning about for guitar players. Whereas you have professional guys like Rick that actually play real music.
He's taking the piss.
No, I'm not. Actually, I truly believe that. I'm like, fucking hell. I actually can't believe people like my stuff. I'm 10 years of doing this, and I'm like, fucking hell, I've still got a career. It's amazing. I would like to see the both of you playing, not talking. You can do that on the internet all fucking day long. Do you know what? The big complaint that I get is like, I don't actually know you as a person. I see all your videos and that, and then when you meet people, they're like, well, I didn't realise actually you were kind of just normal and could have a laugh.
Absolutely.
And it's like, well, that's the whole point of doing this.
I think this needs to, my opinion on that, that needs to change. People need to understand that, as guitar players, we're no different to all you guys out there. You know, we're normal guys. You know, that are just trying to do something that we love. So I think, you know, it's important for people to understand that. You know.
Do you think that's a bit disappointing?
What?
Well, do you think that like people want to kind of know that we sit on a cloud all fucking day?
They
long?
do. Well,
like,
they have a
casting spells on people that haven't practiced properly. Going, you're fucking rubbish. Lightning bolt comes down and it's like fucking hell.
Yeah.
You know, we're not exactly saving lives, are we? We're fucking just players.
We're just, all we're doing is just getting out there and doing what we love doing more than anything else. And that's what, you know, that's what is important that you concentrate on. And one thing I've realised is a lot of people's perception of success is that here's a line, here's you not successful, then all of a sudden you go bang, you're over the line.
Yeah.
That line does not exist. You've got to keep pushing continually. Stay hungry, you know.
Well, do you know what? Here's a depressing thought, right? There is no finish line in life. Death is the only finish line. You'll never get to, like, you know, 50 and go, right, I've mastered everything. I know what I'm doing.
That's it.
Yeah, well, that was weird. I had a weird noise come out there. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, you just got to keep going. Like, every day I'm inspired by somebody or something. I mean, you know, take earlier, we were talking about that Sims guy. I mean, what is he, 16?
I think he's 16, yeah.
I mean, you're fucking 40 odd.
Yeah,
I'm
42.
getting there, and we're still inspired by these young kids coming up and showing us stuff that we've never seen before. So it's like, you know, you should never be like, oh, well, I'm fucking great now, this is it.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. You'll never, you know, if you have that mindset, you'll never achieve the level that you want, in my opinion.
Okay, there's a few questions similar to that. How can you play so good and precisely with your right hand? There's a lot of wanking going on.
It's those teenage years.
It's, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's a lot of stamina.
Absolutely, a lot of staying power.
Yeah, staying power. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, every question could just be answered with practice.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
Time spent with the instrument in your hand and practicing.
That's it.
That is it. Right, we'll kind of skip because there's loads of comments now. How did the Paul Gilbert guest come about? I was delighted to see you on the track.
That's the one that I think...
Oh, yeah. That's the... well, I nearly didn't do it, actually. I was kind of... this track was sat in my inbox for so long. I had so much going on. I just... You know, it was like I had to write a 32-bar solo. Which, you know, whenever I do guest solos, I don't just want to sit there and just blast out the first thing that comes to my mind and then go, oh yeah, that'll do, and then do a video for it, and, you know. I actually laboured over that quite a lot. But this guy, David, he just got in touch and said, look, you know, I'm doing this track, there's going to be Satriani, Gilbert, you know, Tommy Emmanuel, Steve Morse, you know, loads of guitar players and stuff like that. So, obviously I was excited about doing it, it was just time trying to fit it in, but yeah, the guy just emailed me saying, look, you know, I really want you to be on the song. So I was like, well, I left it till the last minute, and then I kind of had a word with myself and said, look, you know, you're going to be on a song with these guys that you've grown up listening to, so fucking get on and do it. So I did, but it was a 32-bar solo, but it was cut, so the videos were edited to fit. But there's going to be longer versions put out of each guitar player, so you can see the full versions of what we did. But yeah, that's pretty much how it came about, mate. Let's try and get a question for Rick.
That's a good one.
Can you pull your finances and buy a one-way trip in a time machine and then go be world touring rock star millionaires in the 80s? Well, I'll tell you what, why don't, if there's any millionaires watching, can they just fund us?
Yeah, that's it.
That would be a fucking much easier thing to do, like. Please just give us some money. If you've got $7 billion in the bank, Give us $1 million, that'd be amazing.
That'll do,
Yeah, we're not going to miss it. Probably the interest on $7 billion would just be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Right, I don't know how to answer that.
One there you missed.
Was there?
Yeah.
All right, go on then. How do I get a beard like yours? I feel like you should answer this because I've got a shit beard compared to you.
It's impossible. It's not going to happen, mate. So if I were you, I'd forget about it. Well, just do your best, you know. Just do your best. But it's very powerful.
There you go. There's another one for you then. Ibanez or whey?
Ibanez or whey?
Protein, I'm guessing.
I've gone off both, to be honest with you. No, to be honest.
No, you have.
Yeah.
Fender and no lifting.
Yeah, Fender and no lifting, yeah.
Yeah. Bottles of wine.
Yeah, absolutely. Too much bloody drink. But, yeah, well, Ibanez without shadow of a doubt. Yeah, you don't need whey. You don't need it. Just eat fucking food.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Fruit. Okay, we've got a couple of questions here. I don't know how long we've got because I think this might cut off at any point.
Right.
But, your taste on Mark Tremonti music. I actually really like Tremonti's albums. Dare I say it, I'm a bigger Tremonti fan than I am maybe the later Alter Bridge stuff. I kind of think actually that maybe Miles should stay with Slash and Tremonti should do his own band. That's my view, but obviously, you know, that's only an opinion. I mean, I'm not telling you. I mean, what's your view on it?
I don't really know his stuff that much, to be honest with you.
Well, you're not really a kind of heavy rock metaler, are you, anyway?
No, not really. I'm going to sound boring as fuck here.
You like your dance music, don't you?
I like trance a lot. I also listen to a lot of classical music. A hell of a lot. Gosh, that sounds so...
It's alright, it's cultured, mate.
Yeah,
you won't find any fucking bark in my collection. You might find a bit of tree bark on the fucking floor, but that's about it. Right. Okay, here we go. What happened to SNT? Why did the band split up? I think we'd all just had enough. Not of each other necessarily, but you know, being part of EMI and just having no money, touring, costing us money. I mean, it's the age-old story. I mean, everyone's banging on the same fucking drum at the moment. I'm even bored of talking about it myself. But there's just no investment in the industry, and that's all there is to it. There is ways of making money if you're kind of smart about it, but you know, even big bands, they lose money like left, right and centre. They're not living the lives that you think they are. And that's kind of a shame, really. I mean, you know, people should buy music and support bands, because if they don't, it's all going to fucking end.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
you know, we'll just be putting out shit quality albums because we can't afford to go in the studio and do it properly. And I think, you know, as soon as the world wakes up and realises that, then maybe we can get back to business and doing it normally. I mean, I don't know what your view is on it.
Yeah, I think it's really important to actually, you know, stick your hand in your pocket and support artists.
Yeah.
That is so important. You know, I learned that early on. You know, even if it's stuff that you know, maybe you're not into, you know, and these days stuff is that cheap, you know. But I think it's important that you've got to realise that, you know, artists, you know, we're all struggling to, you know, survive. So I think it's really important that people out there just do something by sticking their hand in a pocket and paying for the fucking music that people make and that people really care about, because self-expression is important. So support fucking artists, that's what I say.
Yeah. I mean, there is this kind of view that, you know, why should we pay for music if we could get it for free? And it's like, well, why should we play music if you're not willing to pay for it?
Absolutely, man. If everybody had that attitude, there'd be no fucking music. That's what you got to understand.
Yeah.
You know, so get out there and support.
But we don't just do it for money. I mean, you know, that's not the fucking thing,
is
is it?
Sole purpose.
It's like we want to be able to kind of create and do stuff because not everybody can do it.
Artists have got to find, you know, a way of supporting themselves, and this is how it should be. You know, people should be willing to support artists, you know, by paying for the fucking music. You know, and I know I that's what I want. I want to support artists. You know, why do I want to rip somebody off? You know, by having it for free. I'll always fucking support artists because I understand what's involved and the work that's involved and the passion that some people really have for music. It's very important.
Well, on that note, we'll go to another question. My battery's going to run out in a minute, so... Well, here's one for you, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick Graham. I would like to have a job as a music journalist. I saw your work in Guitar Interactive. Any tips on how to make a career out of it?
None whatsoever. I was just winging it the whole fucking time.
Oh, God. Do you know what, right? Most of the videos we do and that, the amount of stuff we have to come up with on a daily basis to earn money, there's absolutely no thought goes into it whatsoever. It's like, fuck, I've got to come up with a lick and a lesson. Right, here it is.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking, and then people come up to you 2 years later and go, wow, I really love that lesson you did on fuck it. And I'm like,
what, the one that I just fucking blanked my way through?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And, you know, and I'm like, fucking true.
Yeah.
I'd love to remember that, mate, but I honestly can't. Oh, can you remember the solo to such and such? And I'm like, I tell you what, every day I finished Lick Library, whatever I'd learnt to do in front of the camera, I just forgot as soon as I left the fucking building. I was like, this is traumatising enough sitting here doing this.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know,
that's why I did the Eric Johnson DVD. As soon as I got back home, I was like, I've got to record this now, because if I don't fucking do it right now, I'll never play it again. Yeah. So I immediately played it. I was fucking knackered. I've been filming for days, and I, drove up to like a 5 or 6 hour fucking drive. And as soon as I walked through the door, I set everything up and filmed it, because I knew that I'd fucking forget it. Yeah. So I'm the same.
When you got brains like sieves, like we have, it's hard work. You know. Yeah. It's amazing what we managed to get out. What's this then? Alright, here's a good question then. Without it descending into a mutual wank fest, what do you both admire in each other's playing and music? Yeah, you can take the floor a minute. I'm going to go get my charger.
Alright, man. Alright. So, what can I say about Andy while he's out of the room? He's a complete wanker. So what do I admire about Andy's playing? Lots. One is his control, his element of control over what he plays. It's phenomenal. I am never ever he never fails to blow me away with his playing. It's just so accurate, very, very articulate. I love the way he articulates his phrases. His picking is phenomenal, and his vibrato is amazing, and general, control over intonation. And he's just farted.
Sorry, I couldn't.
But apart from that, everything else about his playing sucks balls. So I'll pass you over.
Sorry, I didn't mean to break wind before you. Didn't realise it was your turn. Okay, Rick has left the room, so I can talk about his playing. I mean, I've just had him over my house today, and he's just blown me away with the kind of technical precision and just the way he plays. And not only that, it's the musicality, even at kind of breakneck speed. I think I've kind of learnt a lot, actually, about my own kind of harmonic approach and all that kind of stuff, because I realise I'm, as a guitar player, a bit of a kind of Neanderthal with the way I approach stuff. Everything's hard hitting, everything's kind of wide vibrato, loud and fast, and although I do have that kind of softer side, it's still something that I want to develop. And watching guys like Rick it's an education, And the thing is, you can always learn something from everybody when you watch them. Every time a guitar player plays, they're showing you what they're doing and what they've learnt and the struggles they've gone through and all the rest of it.
Absolutely.
You just have to be willing to see that, The thing is, when we were growing up, we didn't have like the internet, and we didn't have the direct access to like guitar players to ask them what are they doing, how are they doing it. It's like, You know, now it's different, and it's a good thing, definitely. But I just kind of think in a way that like there's not enough in work being done. You know, it's very easy to just ask someone a question now, and they tell you the answer, and then you go, oh right, okay. But you know, essentially you have to make a lot of mistakes and do a lot of trial and error to discover what fits under your hands, what doesn't fit under your hands, you know, all that kind of stuff. And you have to know yourself.
Yeah.
If you know yourself, you can know what you can and can't do, and then you can decide what it is you want to work on. You can decide what it is you're good at, and then exploit that. I mean, you know, there's techniques that I'm good at, there's techniques that I'm not, but I figured out early on what I was good at, and then I just exploited it.
Yeah.
You know, I worked really hard on all that kind of stuff, and so because I've done all that like myself, I can look at a guy like Rick and really kind of see where I fall down as a player, and actually if he just kind of shows me something, it shows me a whole world of possibilities, even though it might be one lick, but I can already conceive of what I'm going to do with it, or how I can sort of take it in a different direction. And
that's a mutual thing, though.
Yeah.
You know, that's the same for me watching Andy doing his thing. You know, there are things that he was playing earlier that I was just like, fuck, I'd never be able to play it like that because my technique is different. You know, but that's the great thing about it. I love seeing guys approach things in a different way because, you know, it's just inspiring. So yeah, it's great.
There we go. Okay, right. We'll do one more question each. So this is an interesting one because I think it's not going to be the answer that I think this guy's going to expect from either one of us.
That's one long question.
Yeah, it is. All right, I might take this one then.
Yeah.
Okay, problem is talent shows, X Factor in brackets, pour one-hit wonder pop stars into charts, and top 10 is now dictated by people on sofas. And Cal and his buddies, not true music fans, who go out to see live artists and fund the live music scene. Wish I was around in the 70s, 80s and 90s when there were a variety of bands who made it. Iron Maiden all the way down to ABBA, all topped the charts and made a decent living, yet started by doing small pub gigs. Unfortunately, music has... Oh, I don't know what happened there. Well, see, it's interesting because I actually think Simon Cowell's a fucking business genius. And he's kind of... He's seen a way to kind of, you know, get a style of music or, you know, get into the music industry and make a shitload of money. And, you know, he kind of plays the game with a lot of that stuff. And, like, I don't have anything against bands like, you know, or people like Justin Bieber or One Direction or all that kind of stuff because, you know, actually, when you kind of look at the guys that are producing that style of music, they're extremely talented producers themselves. You know, the way they write, the way they can manipulate, you know, samples and put stuff together. And also, I think you guys are forgetting that, you know, the people that produce this style of music, I mean, when you listen to the clarity of the recordings and the fucking engineering that goes into this stuff and how good it sounds, you know, regardless of the music and the content, whether you like it or not is irrelevant. It's popular, and that's something you have to get over. You know, like for me personally, I don't play metal guitar or rock guitar and then look at these bands and then go, oh fucking hell, this is just chart bollocks, because actually it's sort of not. When you look at some of the writing and what people are doing, it's actually fucking genius, but yet people like us are too on our high horse and don't fucking get it, and then we just love to bash it and go, well, this is just shit. You know, why can't rock music be more popular and stuff like that? And it's like, well, you know, the fact is the world is the way it is, and that's that. I mean, I actually don't have anything against that style of music and all the rest of it. You know, like, you know, maybe you would probably expect that someone like me would be anti that kind of thing because it's pro-commercialism and it's not supporting the kind of like the metal artist. There we go. But actually, you know what? It just depends on whether you're kind of focusing solely on money or not. I mean, music for me has never been about money, so that's not been the drive. But, you know, I can appreciate, like I said before, the kind of, you know, the engineering skill of some of these guys that are putting together these tracks and stuff, you know, that are going out, and the pop records and all the stuff like that, you know, I think it's great. But, I don't really know like how to answer that in a conclusive way. I like all different forms of stuff. I like kind of pop. I like R&B stuff. I like kind of there's a few country songs here and there that I like, or and I don't really kind of get bent out of shape about the fact that the industry doesn't support my style of music. So fuck it, everyone can go fuck themselves.
Absolutely.
It's
what
like,
you said before about like getting on your high horse. What you've got to do is open your mind a bit more. Because, there's a lot of stuff out there that you could learn a shitload from in the most unexpected places.
Yeah.
So, and if you're closed-minded, you'll never ever reach your full potential.
Exactly.
End of story, man.
There you go.
So
the beard has spoken. But the thing is, right, you got to remember as well. Back in the day, the market wasn't as saturated as it is now. So a band like Iron Maiden could probably be up there with like ABBA because there just wasn't that many. I don't know. Like there was a surge in music, and it just sort of like started with like Beatlemania, I suppose, and then before that you had Elvis, and when you look at it, there's always been stuff that's just really popular. And
where it actually started was Rock Around the Clock, Bill Haley.
Yeah, and
because when that came out, people would trash cinemas, just tear up chairs and stuff because it was something completely new and different. Like if you listen to it now, you'd probably think, why the fuck would they do that? But you've got to understand the kind of music that they had before that and how the youth were kind of, suppressed. So this gave them a reason to go out and party, So that's kind of where it all stemmed from. And then you had guys like Elvis that came out that blew everyone's minds. And then you had the Beatles and everything else. I love going back to that old stuff just to try and imagine what it must have felt like as a youth, as a youngster, hearing that for the first time. It must have been exciting as fuck, man.
Yeah. I mean, the other interesting thing about that kind of theory is that, saying that Simon Cowell isn't a music fan. I mean, you could argue that Simon Cowell gets music and the rest of us fuckers don't understand a fucking thing about it. Because, let's face it, he's putting music out that is obviously gaining the popularity of most people.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, you actually think, well, maybe he's the one that gets it and we're the ones that don't. And that's an interesting kind of argument, I think.
That is very interesting.
I mean, I'm not saying that what I'm saying is right or it's true. It's just, I'd much rather be a lot more kind of open-minded to the fact that those guys, but they're in a position that they're in is because they understand maybe a hell of a lot more than what we do. And we're just kind of on the outside looking, going, why is that popular? This is shit.
That's right. The other thing as well is you don't have to fucking listen to that stuff. You've got a choice of what you want to listen to.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no need to shit your pants over something that is a hell of a lot more popular than the style of music that you like. So what? No big deal.
Okay, cool. Right, let's take one more question then. God, I look like such a bellend looking for questions. The audio is very low and in poor quality. Well, there's fuck all we can do about that. It's off my phone. So Cal knows how to market to the lowest common denominator. Well, fuck me. Is that not 90% of the public in the whole world? He's just insulted everyone, basically, with that comment. I don't know. People are just fucking bitter, I think.
I think that like exactly what you were saying. People are bitter, and I think if you hold that bitterness in, you just you're doing yourself a disservice. Just let fucking go of it, man. There's a whole load of great music out there. Go and fucking listen to it, and you've got the choice. Listen to whatever you like, and don't worry about whether something else is more fucking popular. Forget about it.
Should we end on a positive? Okay, right, let's find something that we can answer positively. I like that because that's my girlfriend. She's in there.
Oh, no.
She's looking, making sure we're not getting up to no good, isn't it? We're going to have to go back a bit further. Alright, okay, let's do this one then. Last question. If you had to name one guitar player as your favourite,
it's impossible.
just pick one. It doesn't matter.
Just pick one.
Yeah. Desert Island guitar player.
Holy fuck. Probably Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson. Hang on a minute.
Fucking.
I mean, it's fucking impossible to do that. It's like that's an impossible.
Well, you said it. You stuck with it now. We'll have to take your first answer on that.
Go on then.
It's the wrong answer, but no. Oh God. Right. I'm going to say Andy Timmons, because I think for me, he kind of. If I was on a desert island and I had all of his albums, I think I would get everything as a guitar player that I'd want to listen to in one hit. So that would be my choice.
Can I add another one?
No, you can only get one. Go on then.
No, probably there's mainly three guitarists that have affected me. You know, a lot.
Infected you, all right.
But I would definitely say, I think, it depends where you're coming from, you know what I mean? Because you change.
Where are you coming from?
Well, I'm
Southport.
Yeah, I am from Southport. Well, I live in Southport. Yeah, I would say probably the one that really affected me the most is through his music. Is Satriani, definitely. Followed closely by Nuno.
Well, we had a question on here earlier that's saying Satch or Vi. Go on then. Satch. Oh, fuck, my hat's cut 'em. That's a bit of a shock, isn't it? Right. Okay.
Are we done?
Well, we're going to say goodbye.
Well, that was enjoyable. Thoroughly enjoyable. So, you know, thanks to everybody that's, watched this and, you know, asked questions. And, yeah, it was great. Really enjoyed it.
Cool.
And I'm pretty pissed. So.
Yeah, so basically the video on, you know, we're going to put it together. The track will be ready soon, and yeah, we'll promote it